Happy Wednesday. We have a snow day here in South Dakota. My kids got to go to school late, and my husband is home, which is awesome because it worked out well for this live. So he's watching my daycare kiddos downstairs while I am hiding out in our upstairs and doing this live. So if you hear screaming going on in the background, it might be my littles all downstairs. But I know I'm a few minutes early, and that's because my husband has to go to work at 12:15, and I just wanted to be sure we had plenty of time to get this all in. And I wanted to start with a little story about myself. So obviously you all know that I am a doTERRA wellness advocate, and I wanted to let you know that I started this because I personally needed to find a safer natural alternative because I have a skin allergy, and my skin allergy is to a chemical called mesoisothiodine, and it is a preservative that's found in a lot of like soaps and laundry detergents and cleaners, even lotions contain it, and that allergy causes me to have around 6 rounds of blistering. So for 2.5 years I struggled with blistering before we discovered what I was allergic to. So I literally had blisters on my hands at all times, and the doctors were recommending for me to use like an anti-itch cream on it. Oh, they're probably stress related blisters, all of these things that just weren't true. It was by chemicals that I was having these blisters. But found out that the anti-itch cream that I was using to help treat it was actually causing the blistering. So that was fun. And finally I had allergy testing done and discovered what it was. But it was a long 2 years of suffering before we discovered it. So chemicals can be in anything, and it's hard to know what's causing it because, like, for me, I had a 3-day delay. So if I touched it, even by second contact, it was 3 days before I'd finally see the blisters start happening on my skin. So for example, like in July of this summer, I was down at our lake cabin, and I think that the washcloth there had not been washed in a while, and so it had the chemical on it, and I touched it with my thumb, like literally just accidentally touched it with my thumb when it was wet, and I didn't start reacting until 3 days later, and I still to this day don't have a full fingerprint on the side of my thumb yet where I touched it. So it's just crazy that chemicals can do these kinds of things to your body. So not everybody has reactions like I do, not everybody's is as severe, but everybody's body is trying to process these toxins regardless. So I'm going to scooch up a little bit so you guys can see me over the words. And hi to you guys. Thanks, Carrie. It's the same sweater you have. It's at Costco if anybody needs it. It's really comfy. So what we're going to talk about today is some of the top chemicals in our home and what we can use for alternatives if we need to. And yeah, if you have questions as we go, feel free to let me know. But we're going to start out with pesticides. Obviously, we all know pesticides are for killing. They are to keep the bugs away. We use them around the edges of our homes. We use them in our homes. We use them in our lawns. We use them on our food. And so by using these pesticides, we are tracking them everywhere. Pesticides are linked to both cancer and brain damage in children and immune deficiencies. They can actually suppress the immune system. And so there's a lot of great ways to avoid pesticides, whether it be just sealing around your home, caulking up those cracks. And sorry, I'm grabbing my water. Maybe, okay, so caulking up the cracks around your home can help to prevent pests from coming inside and the need for pesticides. Also, just cleaning up your home. You can just, by tidying up more, sweeping more, and cleaning counters more, and making sure all your food containers are sealed, you can attract less pests inside your home. Outside your home, you can do what we're doing and get chickens. But if you're not ready to get chickens, then you can find all sorts of other ways to try to keep the pests away from your home just by cleaning more often. Peppermint is said to deter most insects. There's a lot of different oils that do deter insects. So I actually make a DIY cleaner, and I use lemon all the time. And then I always add On Guard in the winter because it helps to fight the germs. And I use peppermint in the summer to help to keep the bugs away, which is awesome. And then also on your food, obviously you can wash your food as best you can. not only use the lemon and the water to rinse it, but if you can, actually go through and scrub your food. Like that is helpful too, especially if you're doing things like potatoes or apples that have thick rinds. Okay, lowering this. That have thick rinds so that you can really get through those things. And obviously avoiding the dirty dozen. Go organic if you can on everything, but on the dirty dozen, if you can find a little chart that'll tell you all about which ones they are. Avoid, I'm struggling with the lighting today. Avoid the dirty dozen for which fruits and vegetables you buy. Goodness, sorry guys. Like the slightest move and it really messes with the lighting. Okay, sorry. Okay, the next is antibacterial soap. So obviously there's been a lot of talk about this lately because they are trying to crack down on which chemicals they use in antibacterial soaps. But these are found in not only the hand soaps and hand sanitizers, which is what they are regulating now, but it's also found in your dish soaps. It's even found in some toothpaste. And so you just want to really avoid those things. The antibacterial in it can disrupt your thyroid function and your hormone levels. In fact, like the chemical that causes it, it's called triocarbon or triclosan. And that has actually been shown, like as it goes into the ocean, to change the sex of aquatic life. And so you know that if it's doing that to aquatic life, like it's messing with our bodies as well. So you just need to be careful with those. Not to mention that by using antibacterial soaps, we are creating more powerful bacteria strands that are causing these superbugs. And so our bodies just can't fight those. So we just need to be more diligent about using good old-fashioned soap and water, using things like just hot water and friction and paper towels, or like a Castile soap or another soap that just doesn't contain the chemicals. doTERRA does have a hand soap. I also use this On Guard Cleaner Concentrate. We'll talk a little bit more about it in a little bit, but 1 teaspoon of this in a regular foaming dish soap dispenser with the rest of dish soap works as an effective foaming hand wash. And 1 teaspoon in 12 ounces. This thing has lasted me forever. So I bought 3 of these in September thinking that I'd go through them pretty fast. I haven't gone through one yet. I have a daycare. We clean all the time. So yeah, when it comes to those dish soaps, I would really, really think about those. Including, even you don't think about it, but the dishwasher soap, those oftentimes will contain these types of chemicals and you think that they're all rinsed away, but that's probably being left with some residue on your dishes and you are then eating it. So be careful with that. Fragrances, synthetic fragrances are everywhere. Oftentimes, like I said, I'm allergic to this preservative. Well, it can be in something that's labeled fragrance. So fragrance doesn't have any options for listing out what it actually contains. Like on the backs of all the products, it doesn't say what fragrance is. It just says fragrance or perfumes. So finding a way to avoid those is key. Carrie, back to your question, I will post a link to some recipes later afterwards so that you can see them. So synthetic fragrances are found in laundry soap, laundry softener, laundry sheets, dryer sheets, all of our cleaning supplies, hairsprays, shampoos, gels, lotion, sunscreens, bug sprays, makeup, air fresheners, candles, etc. Like the list goes on what fragrances are found in. So I try to find a natural alternative to those. Some things like I replaced my makeup. I used to use CoverGirl or whatever I bought from the store, Maybelline mascara, and I switched over to Beautycounter. There are other great companies out there, so you can feel free to research, but I just did it slowly over the last year. I didn't do it all at once, but just bit by bit, I tried to switch over. There's a website, and I want you guys to all write this down. EWG.org, Environmental Workers Group, EWG.org, and you can see the toxicity level of your products. So when I Googled my makeup, I found out that my mascara alone was a 7 on the toxicity scale. The scale goes between 1 and 10, or no, 0 and 10. So 0 or 1 being the lowest toxicity level, and obviously 10 being the most. You typically don't want to go above a 3. Like, you want to stay between 1 and 2 ideally, but anything above a 3, they say try to avoid at all costs. So I was using mascara on my eyes almost every day because my eyelashes are blonde, and it was a 7. So anything I can do to avoid those toxins is great. I also switched over to doTERRA's Root to Tip Serum. Obviously, I have super long hair, and I've made the switch to their shampoo and conditioner. I was using Honest Company before, but I had to be cautious because even some Honest Company was containing my preservative in it, and I've found that doTERRA has not, and so that's been great. I use dryer balls instead of regular laundry detergent, and I just put drops of oil right on my dryer balls so that I can scent my laundry that way or freshen it up if I need to. Purify is great for laundry. I put it right in the dispenser with the soap and wash my clothes with Purify, which has been super helpful. There's so many products that we can start to replace, but getting rid of those harmful chemicals can lower our chances for cancer. Those chemicals work as endocrine disruptors. They are reproductive toxins. Even at the lowest levels, they've been shown to cause reproductive issues and infertility. They reduce the sperm rates, and they reduce the fertility chances for women. And so anything we can do to get rid of those fragrances is crucial. They're also linked to things like migraines and reoccurring daily headaches, the toxins that Melissa was talking about with your nose running, or sinus issues, respiratory issues. All of these things can be linked back to these synthetic fragrances. So that kind of gets into my challenge for today. We'll talk about it a little bit more later. But if you have something that you are trying to replace and that you're wanting to find an alternative for, what our challenge for today is to post a picture of what you want to replace, and then Melissa, Londa, Kristen, or I will comment with a suggestion on what you could replace it with. So when that gets into your dishwasher thing, we can talk about it. And Carrie, you can buy dryer balls off of Amazon. They're all over. Anything that's a wool dryer ball is going to be great for your laundry. And it's going to absorb the essential oils to disperse them in the laundry, which is wonderful. Okay, cleaning products. Cleaning products make sense. I mean, we all know that a lot of cleaning products are toxic. They say right on the bottle, do not ingest, or wear gloves, or can be irritating to the eyes. Do not get it on your skin. All of these things. They often cause respiratory damage or skin irritations. But then you get into these actual ingredients, and they're scary. Like phthalates are hormone disruptors. They are often in the fragrances, and that's one of the things that we talked about above. And almost all cleaning products include fragrances. PERC is the abbreviation, but it's petrochloroethene. Is actually a neurotoxin. This is often found in dry cleaning stuff or in upholstery cleaner or spot cleaner that you might use on your carpet, and it's a neurotoxin. It says if you use it in a unventilated area, you could suffer seizures. Trioclesan, we talked about with the antibacterials. Chlorine is a skin and respiratory irritant. It causes thyroid disruptions, and it's absorbed through the skin. Chlorine is found in our water, you guys. So literally we cannot avoid all of these chemicals. But that chlorine, you think about it, it's disrupting our thyroid, and it's in our water. We're showering in it, and it's being absorbed through our skin every day. So that's where detoxing, like Melissa was talking about yesterday, is just so crucial. And then another one that's cleaning that I want to talk about was 2-butyrothiol, I can't even pronounce this, BUTOXYETHANOL. It's in window cleaners and multi-purpose cleaners. It causes pulmonary edemas, severe liver and kidney damage. You guys, we don't want this stuff. We don't want it in our homes. Here's the key to that one. It's not regulated by law. They aren't even required to list it on the back of the container. This is the scary stuff, you guys. Like the fact that the FDA and the EPA, they are so heavily regulated by lobbyists that the lobbyists push for these things to not have to change. And so then the companies just want to produce it at the cheapest rate. And so they use these things that are not good for us. So whatever we can do to try to find alternatives, like this homemade cleaner that I use, they say that at 1 part vinegar and the rest water without any oils in it is 90% effective at killing all germs. 90%. That's pretty effective for being able to avoid chemicals. Then you add the essential oils in it and you're looking at better than that antibacterial soap that we were using before. And it's so, so cheap. Like vinegar is $2 for a gallon of it. So you can make what? 10 gallons of cleaner for $2. So way more effective and cost effective. Even if you go with the like doTERRA concentrate cleaner, this one I love. I use it for, like I said, hand wash. I use it for an all-purpose cleaner. I also use it for like spot treating things. You can do a higher concentration for cleaning in the bathrooms. But if you were to dilute this into here, this would cost you about 80 cents a bottle. So, or 80 cents a bottle of this that you make, which is still way cheaper than what you would buy a cleaner for at the grocery store. And you're not using plastic, so you've got the solid glass, which is another thing that we can talk about it. But there's a lot of options for getting rid of the cleaner chemicals in your home. The last one I want to talk about is water. You guys, this is scary stuff. Last year, over 316 chemicals were found in tap water throughout the country. 202 of those chemicals were not regulated. They don't even care how much is in there. That's so scary. Riley, in the EPA administrator under the first Bush administration, classified drinking water as one of the top 4 public health hazards. This is our tap water. This is what people are drinking all the time. A lot of the chemicals in there can be linked to things like even bladder and rectal cancer. Oftentimes, hormone therapies like birth controls can't even be removed from the water. Like there's physically no way to remove it. Chemicals found in our water include things like arsenic, chlorine byproducts, fertilizers, fluoride, fuel propellants, heavy metals, industrial solvents, pharmaceutical drugs, plasticizers, even radioactive isotopes. And that's just the top 38 that were found in bottled water, you guys. I'm not even talking about like tap water out of my tap. I'm talking bottled water. So those things can be found no matter what area you're going to. The best option is to filter your water through a really good filter. But you just don't want to mess with this stuff. The voluntary testing is what they do. They aren't even regulated to do mandatory testing on bottled water. Obviously, city is required to do testing on your water, your public water supply. But even those, you can have arsenic at certain levels. You can have fluoride at certain levels. Like fluoride, if you consume 1/4 milligram of fluoride from toothpaste, so just a teeny tiny bit, you're supposed to call poison control. 1/4 milligram of fluoride can be found in the average glass of tap water. So you're telling me if I brush my teeth with it and accidentally swallow it, I need to call poison control. But if I drink it in my water, it's okay. There's a lot of just things that don't add up when it comes to what the government is regulating and what they aren't in regards to chemicals. Fluoride, for example, can cause lower IQs. It hasn't been shown to prevent tooth decay, and it accumulates in the bones over time. So if you were to test somebody's bones, it'll slowly get worse as time goes on. And so it's so, so hard. The best types of filters out there are going to be your reverse osmosis filters, or like a Berkey water filter does pretty good. Anytime that you're using like a carbon, a ceramic, an ozone, mechanical, deionization, UV lights, or even softeners, they will remove some of it, but not all of it. Some remove things like the chemicals, but they don't remove the lead, or others will remove the lead and the large sediments, but they don't remove any of the chemicals. And so the reverse osmosis is the best one on the market. It's the only one that'll remove fluoride that I know of. But there's just so many so many options to avoid it. And we need to do the best we can. Obviously, just like anything else we've talked about this challenge, it's a goal of knowing better and trying to do better. Try to remove what you can. So what I'm saying is that go through and find a few items in your home that you're like, I know that I want to change out my toothpaste. So doTERRA has an amazing fluoride-free toothpaste. I want to change out my hairspray. What's a good alternative? Anything like that. You show us a picture of what you want to change out, and we will give you a good alternative. Now, I am doing a bonus giveaway today. So whoever watches my video and does what I want to see is a full grocery bag. So a Hy-Vee bag or a like that size amount. So like over a bucket size of products that you are throwing out from your home today that you're no longer going to keep in your home. You're like, I will find an alternative for this. If you can show me a picture of your big old quantity of products. I did this last year when I first started with doTERRA. I went through and I covered my kitchen table in chemicals that I was getting rid of. My Febrezes, my plug-in wall air fresheners, my scented candles, my chlorine bleach, my bleach wipes, my Lysol spray. Like I went through and stacked them all on my table. If you go through and get rid of one full bag, I will give you a 4 dryer balls from doTERRA. It's a 4-pack and a lavender. This is a set that came out on their Christmas things. And you can get it today just by showing me all the toxic chemicals that you are getting rid of in your home today. So, Carrie, if you want to get these dryer balls, you can get them for free rather than ordering them from Amazon. Wool dryer balls, a set of 4, and a lavender. You show me that big bag that you're getting rid of. Otherwise, if you just want to do the regular challenge, post a picture of what you are wanting to have us replace, and we will give you a good alternative for it. So I'm going to sign off and go feed my littles lunch. If you guys have questions, I'll be around throughout the afternoon. It's almost nap time, and then I can hop on and get to all your guys' questions. So have a wonderful Wednesday and be well. Try to get rid of these chemicals and then try to detox your body so that you don't have them in there anymore. Oh, you know what? Just kidding. I got one more thing to say. You can't get rid of me that easy. If you Google it, there's a study out there about the fact that you can even absorb the toxins from your receipts. So when you go to like the grocery store or you go to get gas or you go to Qdoba and they say, do you want a receipt with that? Say no. Unless you need to, say no. Because your body even absorbs those through the touch of the skin. And so that's why we just really want to do that. As for, will everybody win? Sorry, Angela, I just saw that. No, what we'll do is anybody who posts it, I will put it in a randomizer and pull out one winner. So one winner out of the people who post a picture of all the products they're getting rid of. I will just put them all in a randomizer and pull out one winner. So yeah, have a great day. Don't touch any receipts. And don't drink any water because it's terrible for you. Just kidding. Do drink the water. Just detox your body so that you are in good shape afterwards.